All right, so let's start off by talking about the first game tonight. Uh, yeah, the Trey Young came out on top basically with the Hawks. Didn't expect it. I was only watching the game because I was just like, oh, let me see if the Celtics just kind of gentleman sweep the Hawks real quick. Nope. I just see Trey Young coming back in the fourth quarter, last couple minutes, and just just making three after three after three. And then that last three where he's got the Hawks over, I was like, what the heck is going on here, man? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, Celtics? And I can't say I've seen the whole series for this one specifically, or yeah, I it's just so disappointing from Celtics, and Trae Young just put on a masterclass. So the only thing I gotta say about this is just Jason Tatum. You keep talking like you keep talking saying, "Oh, I want to be like Kobe. I want to be Kobe." I feel like I can be just like Kobe, but when it comes down to it, you don't you don't have that Mamba mentality, man. Like, come on, you're supposed to sweep the Hawks who are missing down a player, who are missing a player, and you don't. You don't get the job done, and you're just laxy daisy, just going through the motions through all this. Jaylen Brown seemed like a better player. He seemed like he was just into it more, man. Like, this is my problem with Jason Tatum. Like, Jason Tatum just goes through the motion. I think it's just an immature thing to do. I think it's just because he's a young player. Once he gets that down, I think he'll be fine. It's just right now he's still a young player, immature. He's not huge of a or how big of a deal this is. He's getting his own shoe brands and all this other stuff, but in reality, he's not getting the job done. Like Kobe, like people were like, "Oh man, Kobe, you're that video." It's just Kobe, like the reporter asking Kobe, "Oh man, you're 2 up right now. Shouldn't you be happy right now?" Kobe's looked pissed. He was pissed that he's like, "Job's not done, man. Like everyone's got a job to do. The job's not done." But you shouldn't you be like the coach, the reporter? Shouldn't you be happy? Come on, man. Like just have a little like be a little happy right now. Kobe, no, job's not done. I'm not gonna be happy until we win this thing. You gotta have that same mentality because now you're giving Joel Embiid another 2 days of extra rest, and then if the Hawks win again, you're giving him more rest. Like, what are we doing here, man? You not taking this game gives the Hawks hope, which, like the TNT crew keeps saying, you don't want to do because if you do, then they might get on a run with it. And especially back at home, you never know. You don't know how things are gonna go. DeJounte Murray's gonna come back. He might just feel like, especially with the whole after his whole video posting on there, he might feel like he needs his revenge back. Understandably, you guys are the more talented player. You guys need to get this done. Celtics, come on, just get it done. Um, second thing that happened, team that did get it done. Hate to say it like that, but I mean that last quarter was just back and forth. But hey, Nuggets got it done. Sorry, Nuggets got it done. The Wolves are out of the playoffs now. Nuggets are technically the first team in the West to go into the second round. Um, I don't know. I just remember seeing the last quarter or last half basically, and was kind of surprised that MPJ basically had his first points in that time. I was like, what? And I saw it was literally a dunk. I was like how are you not scored by now? Like that's what you're paid to do. Not to say it like that, but like literally that's what you're paid to do. You were there to score. Like Jokic will pass you the ball. He'll get you open. He'll do whatever. I never saw the rest of the. I never saw the first half. Maybe like they were just really on him. The defense was just really on him, or something like that. But still, 2 points barely in like third or fourth quarter. Come on, like. And this is what I mean by why I don't like MPJ too. He's just very inconsistent. One night he'll get you 20. Another night he'll just somehow be off the board. In general, he'll get you like 4 rebounds, maybe 2 assists or so, maybe 8 points. But like, it's just, yeah, MPJ needs to be better. I did see on the defensive side though he was playing a lot better. Throughout the season he has definitely gotten better on the defensive end. Just I think it needs to be consistent over time. And then, yeah, the only person I kind of feel bad in this whole series is Anthony Edwards. He's kind of been playing his ass off this whole series, almost giving 40 points a night. I think tonight he was giving 40. Didn't get to see the last shot that he took because NBA TV wasn't working really, but I saw the clip of him just like shooting it and running it out of there. Understandably so, he's just kind of pissed, kind of mad about the whole situation. And then him yelling to Rudy Gobert to box out and all that other crap. Like, Anthony Edwards is just a young guy trying to get the job done. And he's just hungry. And then obviously Cat is not. Or I don't know why I pointed out Cat like that, but a lot of these other guys aren't basically. And Cat in general, the reason why I say Cat is not hungry enough is because he really isn't. Like, he keeps getting fouls when he knows that's his problem. He knows that he should be working on that, but instead, throughout the summer or the off season or whatever, he just doesn't. He doesn't work on his game as much as other people do, just like Ant does. And that's why Jimmy Butler was mad at him and the whole team. Like, they just don't work as hard. And this Wolves team has got to figure some stuff out this offseason, so whatever. Third team that needs to be talked about tonight, obviously. Or I guess third series, I should say, that ended. It literally just ended a couple minutes ago. It was the Suns versus the Clippers. This is probably the team I feel most bad for, or I should say the fans in general, is the Clippers. The Clipper fan, or the Clippers nation. Like, you guys keep getting competent rosters, and then you guys somehow the team doesn't work out in the end with like the 2015 Jamal Crawford, JJ Redick, all them. Like, it just didn't work out. Or like in the bubble when you guys just lost in the second round to the Nuggets. I think it was the Nuggets. Like, this kind of sucks for you guys in general because you have another team where like after the trade deadline, you guys look competent. Kawhi was getting back in there. Paul George was getting back in there. And then like the last 2 weeks, Paul George gets injured. And then literally game 1, Kawhi gets injured. Game 2, he tries to fight through it. And then here we are now where it's literally game 5 and you guys are eliminated basically. And it's kind of sad to see for you guys, but I mean, I don't even know because what do you guys do in this situation? Like, do we go back and just like rebuild and do all this other stuff? You guys gave up so many picks for Paul George. You guys like, I understand the Kawhi thing was a great thing for you guys, but when's the point where we're like, hey, we need to? I understand, and this is no blame to Kawhi at all. I know the media and all of them are gonna be like, oh man, Kawhi he never came in, he never came through for those last couple of games. What are you gonna do when your knee is like messed up? Like, you're gonna mess it up more playing more games, and then like later on in life you can't even walk. I mean, I understand like, oh, we gotta win a championship, but at one point do you just like, no, I gotta put my body over a championship too, because like D Rose said, I want to be able to walk down the aisle for my daughter to. We're not thinking of these players as people. We're thinking of these players as like, oh, they need to do what we tell them to do. No, like these players have their own lives, man. Like, imagine you like finding out, oh, your knee's messed up. If you keep playing, you're gonna mess up your knee even more, and it's just gonna get worse over time. And it's just nobody's gonna say, oh yeah, I'll do it. No, like that rarely happens. Rarely happens. But people are still gonna be mad at Kawhi and Paul George and all that. I'm not. I just see it as disappointment and what if. But even then, I gotta be like, okay, we gotta stop with the what ifs because it's never gonna happen. It's done. We move on. Let's try and figure out what we to do next. And that's what I mean for the Clippers. Because I mean, Kawhi is a great player. We saw him game 1, game 2, just like be the Kawhi that we all knew he could be. And it sucks that's what I mean. It sucks for the Clippers too, just in general, because they got to figure out, do we move on? Can we rebuild from this? Because We know Kawhi is a great player. We know Paul George is a great player. But at what point do we just stop this? Just stop this. Like, this. I was the owner. I'm not saying, oh, well, if I was the owner, I'll do this and that. No, it's just like, if I was the owner, I'd say, okay, we ran through the course. We tried it. Let's be done with this, basically. And I mean, every time they keep trying, it just keeps getting worse. And I don't know. I think they just need to give up on this experiment of it and just say it was a what if dream. But hey, you know what? And shout out to the Clippers team tonight too, because they were actually giving Thurl. There was a bunch of bonehead plays by some players, specifically Terrence Mann and Bones Highland. Bones Highland, you shouldn't have pushed Biyombo like that. There was no reason to do that. Terrence Mann, you should have caught that ball in the corner, man. Like, come on. This is the playoffs. You can't be dropping balls like that. Okay, not like that. But anyways, and we're talking about the team that this is probably my most hated team for the NBA. It's the Phoenix Suns, and a lot of reasons why I hate them. Basically, KD, I don't like. Book, I don't like. CP3, I don't like. And DeAndre Ayton, I don't like. I just don't like the whole team in general, but those four main reasons. It's Devin Booker's trash talker, even though he can't back it up. It sucks that he can. But my favorite moment in the NBA of all time is probably when Luka just destroyed the Suns in Game 7. So that was one of the happiest moments. And then we just got KD, who just flip-flops from team to team, saying it's none of my fault. It's none of my fault. And then whatever. Cool. At some point, you got to take responsibility. What happens if you lose in the second round to the Nuggets or lose in the finals or whatever? Oh, you're going to blame it on Booker? You're going to blame it on CP3? Cool. Then, like, I understand you won the 2 championships. You won an MVP. You won 2 finals MVPs. Cool. But I'm going to still respect you as a player. You're one of the greatest players of all time. But I can't respect you because you just keep saying, it's not my fault. You, like, and you just switch to a team that's literally a 73 win team in the West, and you're like, yeah, I'll go to them, whatever. I'll definitely win. Instead of like, I don't know, at least make like this offseason, you could at least picked a team that you could have the whole Trailblazers situation. We were like, oh yeah, that'll definitely be a team where if KD goes to, that'll be understandable. Like, he can win with the player that that needs a ring, and then KD can actually help a team go to the finals and win. Like, that would have been great for him. But instead, he wants to trade to the Suns where it's easier for him and there's a lot better players. Hey, whatever. CP3, I just don't like the way he plays. He's great. I know he's a great player. He's one of the best point guards of all time too, but just does some sneaky stuff and some shady things. It's not that in the game, and it's just not the way I play. And understandably, smart moves, understandably, but it's very shady and snaky moves. And then DeAndre Ayton. I just don't like him on this team specifically. I shouldn't say I don't like the player. I just don't like him on this team because it feels like he can't flourish in his role. And he was the first pick over Luka, Trae Young, and all those other guys. But yeah, he's not better than any of them. And not to say, oh well, it's his fault for getting picked up number 1. No, I just think the Suns didn't pick the right choice, and also Ayton is just not the man that they needed or should have gotten, basically. And it showed this offseason too, where they didn't even want him, even though it was the old owner who didn't want him, and because he was a cheap bastard who didn't want to overpay for him. But hey, it was only until the Pacers went out to go get him and hey, you want to come over here, and then they matched the contract, which is so stupid. But I just wish Ayton was on a different team and flourished all on his own, basically, because it feels like like tonight, he was actually like really getting into it and like was really energetic, is I guess the better word to say. But he was really into it and just energetic and poured his heart into it to this game. But almost every other game, he's just like, all right, I'll get a rebound. Oh, I'll just shoot a hook shot or a jump, whatever it is. I forget what it's called, but just a little hop, little hop shot into it, like at the mid range, whatever. When I see that he can be so much better, like he got a rebound, went straight back in, and like was just putting it in. Like tonight, I'm just going off. Yeah, like that's not him almost every game. I wish it was him. But I don't think he can just do that because there's so many other good players on the team that just take over that role. So, but yeah, I mean, Clippers, you guys are done with for the rest of the season, or yeah, the rest of postseason. Suns, I do have you guys going to the finals, but I wish I didn't. um, yeah, I'm honestly just waiting until tomorrow. For the Kings, for honestly a lot of games, the Heat will have to beat the Bucks, but I don't think Giannis is gonna let that happen. That's only the only one series I will say that I think will go to Game 7, just because Giannis is not gonna let that happen. And yeah, so good luck to them, and good luck to the Lakers for trying to beat the Memphis Grizzlies tomorrow. Good luck to the Kings for trying to beat the Warriors tomorrow. And Knicks, you got to beat the Cavs tomorrow. So good luck to all of them. I'll see you tomorrow. Gonna record it and try to watch all the games as much as I can. But yeah, see you tomorrow night.